As you can see in the footage right before this, we sold the stock trailer that we picked up a couple weeks ago, and one of the things that I bought with the money from the trailer is I wanted to try something new. So I bought this. This is from Harbor Freight. It's a Lynx 40 volt 14-inch chainsaw, and I wanted to try something different other than gas powered. With gas, you've got to have gas, you've got to have mixing oil. With this, all you have to have is your bar oil. Goes in here. It works off of a 40 volt battery that slides in the back, and it's got pretty good weight to it. It's easy adjustable, and it was the same price as a small gas powered chainsaw. And I know what a lot of people think, well, you can't cut a whole lot of firewood with that. And later I'll probably get a wood one, a gas powered one to cut wood with. But I bought this one mostly for cutting 2x4s, cutting limbs, just making little cuts here and there. When we're working on sheds, I built many a shed, many a barn, even built on some houses with just a chainsaw. So it's a little bit more versatile. I can cut logs with it, I can cut 2x4s with it, whereas a sawzall or a circular saw wouldn't take and do that. So I'm going to give you my review on it. It's got a brushless motor, and the battery charged up in about an hour. The batteries are a little pricey. They're about 60 bucks, but this one came with one. I'm probably going to get another one, so when we go down to the homestead, we've got a backup. And like I said, we're just going to be cutting posts. First one thing, another one. So we're going to see how it does. You know, that's the way we take and we do things. I get a trailer, I take and I flip it, and I get what I need for the homestead. In order to get ahead, you've got to take and trade, you've got to take and swap, and you've got to see the end goal. There's something that comes from trading, and you want this, but you have this, and you have to take steps in order to get what you need, instead of just going out and buying it. So this is just a step. We needed a chainsaw for the homestead. Hopefully the next couple of weeks we're going to be bringing you some footage of us down there working, cutting some logs and stuff. We've got some build projects we're going to come up with, so we're going to give you the review on this. I like it that I don't have to sit here and go pull a rope. It's pretty simple. We'll get my wife out here. This is what tightens the chain when the chain's loose. It's got a safety button you have to take and push over, so you're not accidentally cutting yourself. And overall, the weight is pretty nice. It's about like a regular chainsaw would be. Here's a little bit bigger one. Went right through it. You kind of got to give it its time, but this has got some dirt in it. This is kind of rotted, but it's pretty hard wood. Zipped right through there. So we have a bunch of these trees here on the RV park that have died from lack of water. You can see the center of this one's pretty dead, and see the whole tree's kind of shaking from the weight of it, but the tree's alive. I'm gonna cut these bigger limbs off of it. I got this chainsaw in my hand. I keep wanting to start it when I don't have to. So one of the things I noticed is you want to get it up to RPM before you start cutting. So push it down, really let it get up to RPM. Here comes the true test. This is a pretty good size limb here. Cut that right off. If you've got a kid who's learned how to use a chainsaw, or a wife that's learned how to use a chainsaw, this would be an excellent little thing, because as soon as you let off of it, it doesn't keep running, and there's no accidental way for the chain to engage. So I'm just going to take it, reach up in here and We'll cut no. These are pretty hard, so this is doing a pretty good number on these. So pretty good little old job there that it's doing, cutting this. Now a lot of this is dead, a lot of it's kind of piffy, but it is a hard wood. Let's do an undercut here. One thing I can notice right away is to keep your battery life, you probably want to keep your chain sharp. If it starts getting dull, you either need to sharpen your chain or swap your chain out. And it's so easy. You just loosen, take it off, put a new chain on there, and go again. Another real cool feature about it is it's got this oil gauge. So you can see when you're running low of oil. I filled it up right before we started, and you can see that little line right there, that's oil. That's oil. So it's oiling good. Holly's gonna use the saw here. She's gonna cut this limb off this old dead tree. So let's see what it does. Push the. And as soon as she lets off of that, if that saw were to come down, as soon as you let off of it, it's not gonna cut you. It's a really safe little saw for a lady. Cut this limb off over here. So what do you think about it?
It's not
real heavy.
It's easy.
It's easy to do, ain't it?
I don't have to.
You don't have to crank it.
No cranking.
And we still got full bars. We made about 10 or 12 cuts with it. It's really easy, 14 inch. So you've got, you can cut 28 inches with it easily, cutting both sides. So I could cut this tree off if I wanted to, and I think it would have no problem cutting through it. Keeping a sharp chain and keeping a backup battery, making sure your oil's full, I think is the key. But for what we're going to be doing, cutting posts, fence posts, cutting 2x4s, 2x6s, it's easy, it's manageable. It's got a thin blade, and there again, it's got a kick stop, so if you fall into it, it's going to automatically stop that chain. But it's as easy as taking your finger off the trigger and it stops dead. That's what I like about it. It doesn't keep going and have to slow down. So far, so good. I really like this chainsaw. Neat little old deal. This would have been perfect back when we were building barns and building sheds. You wouldn't have had to gather the gas, the oil. And you can carry this in your trunk and you don't have to smell gas. You can carry it in the back seat of your car, don't have to smell gas. I think I will try and get a little case for it, just to keep it from getting beat up. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with it. It's a decent little saw for the money. I could have got a 14-inch steel for about the same price. We bought that, we give $179, it was $196 tax and all. Not a bad little deal. With the other, I would have had to buy gas, mixing oil. I would have had to buy, every time I went to use it, I would have had to mix more gas, I would have had to mix more oil. And for what I'm doing, this is perfect. I really like it so far.
exactly where I want it to.